You're gonna need to set up your tripod first. Take the handles apart, unzip the bag, grab this handle right here. Yeah, that one. Do that. Pull out the tripod using that handle. It's a lot easier that way. Put the tripod on the ground with the legs down. Put the legs out first. And then unclasp the clasps and raise your tripod up to the desired height. Don't make it too tall. Then lock it down. Tighten the tripod arm in place, just like that. And then go get your camera. Open up your camera case and then grab the camera by its existing padded handle. Pull it straight out. Don't forget to take the lens cap off, but put it in a safe place like the case. Secure the camera on the tripod. It'll click in place and then tighten the locking nut. To remove, untwist the locking nut, press the red button, lift, and you are good to go. Level your camera by lifting this clamp here, wiggle it around until the bubble's in the center of the circle, then clamp back down and you're done. This is the pan locking screw. This is the tilt locking screw. Need a battery? Of course you do. Here's the battery you're going to use. Notice the arrow. Put the battery in the back of the camera and slide it in the direction of the arrow. To take the battery back out later, you use the battery release button to reverse that process. Here's a screen. You look at it when you're using the camera. It's really cool. It can twist, it can turn, it can go anywhere you want, like right here, right here, right here, anywhere. It's great. You can use SD cards. In fact, you should. It's also important to turn on the camera right here. Because whoever used the camera before you wants to ruin your life, you need to reset the camera so that they don't win. To do that, you go to Menu, then Other Function, then Reset, then All Settings, and you click OK. The camera will shut off and restart at that point. This is self-love at its finest. You'll need to reset the date and time of the camera. Remember your SD card? Yeah, we need to reformat that so that it's ready to record. You do that by going to Menu, Other Function, then Initialize Media, then choose your SD card slot, and then go to Complete, hit OK. It'll take a sec. You're not ready to record yet. Choose our format by going to Menu, Other Functions, then Movie Format. You're going to choose MP4 because you're not a loser. You gotta select your frame rate because you're a pro, right? Well, go to the MP4 menu and choose the correct frame rate. You know the one. Change your shutter speed by pressing this button on the side. Yeah, that one. It'll highlight your shutter speed in orange, and you can adjust it using the toggle button. But there's rules for how to do this, so don't be a heathen. ISO is adjusted the same way, only it's the ISO and not the shutter speed. No rules with this though, only consequences. White balance is similar, only it's spelled differently, and this time you get lots of options. These options are great, but the Kelvin options are the best. You want friends? Kelvin's your friend. Kelvin will never fail you. Thanks, Kelvin. There's this wheelie thing on the handle. You can toggle it back and forth and it will adjust the f-stop. The higher the number, the darker your image. The lower the number, the brighter your image. But don't forget how this affects your focus. Do you remember? Do you remember how it affects your focus? Do you remember? The ND filter is cool. You toggle it up and down like this. It's cool because it's like sunglasses, and sunglasses are cool. On the top handle of the camera, you'll notice these two audio inputs. They're called XLR inputs. You plug in microphones into them. On the other side of the handle, you'll notice this little set of switches. The switches are your friends.
Or your enemies.
The switches are organized into two columns. Notice this channel 1 right here? Yeah, it's the same as this channel 1 on the other side. And this channel 2? Yeah, that's the same as this channel 2 over here. When you plug a mic into channel 1 on this side, then these switches over here adjust the settings for that microphone. Let's talk about these switches and what they do starting at the bottom. This is your internal external mic setting. your camera has an internal microphone. It's found at the front of the top handle. It's terrible, don't use it. Always use an external microphone plugged into the top handle. Then adjust your settings to make sure that your camera knows it's supposed to use the external microphone.
Oh, yeah.
This switch tells your camera what is plugged into it. So when I plug a microphone into channel 1, I go to the channel 1 settings, choose mic on the switch if the microphone already has its own batteries. Choose mic plus 48 volts if the microphone does not have its own batteries. Do you want the volume of your recording to be adjusted automatically by the camera or manually by yourself? Obviously not the camera, it's terrible. Adjust the volume of your recording using these dials on the very top of the top handle, and the audio meters will tell you if you are too loud or too soft with your recording. Adjust accordingly. Now you can make movies. Hit record. But what if you hit record and you get the worst possible message imaginable? You just gotta close the SD card cover. Now hit record. Ah, yes, that's the ticket. If you want to watch the things that you recorded, then switch your camera over to the media side. You'll get a grid of all the different shots you can toggle through. Then you go over here and hit play. When you're done, don't hit play, hit stop.